I, 28 male, and my wife, 30 female, have been married for 4 years and open for 2. I started working out recently and got more attention, but now she wants to close the marriage. Early on, both Amanda and I found romantic connections. Amanda delved into a relationship with a married man in a stable poly setup, while I grew close to a graduate student from a nearby college. We were both intoxicated with the thrill of these new relationships. And remarkably, we shared that excitement with each other, making our bond intense and special. I had hoped that Amanda and I could take some time for ourselves, perhaps to travel or simply enjoy romantic moments together after experiencing our respective breakups. However, Amanda's plan was to seek out that intoxicating rush of new relationship energy with someone new. Despite her efforts, she struggled to find a genuine connection and instead began seeing multiple people more frequently. Things reached a boiling point when Amanda scheduled a date with a new individual on our traditional Saturday night, which we had always reserved for each other. We argued, and ultimately she didn't go out with either of us that night. Insisting on changing our date night to Thursdays, she cited her other partner's preferences, particularly for Friday and Saturday overnights. This situation sent me into a downward spiral, causing me to practically live at the gym for a few months with little enthusiasm for dating. However, this period of self-focus resulted in a significant physical transformation. I shed 35 pounds and significantly toned my arms and upper body. Encouraged by my friend Kenneth, I began working at one of his clubs on Fridays and Saturdays as a barback, catering to a diverse LGBTQ+ crowd with a bustling dance floor and drag performances. Within weeks, I found myself bartending, even becoming a playful target for the MC's jokes and playful gestures. As I embraced this newfound confidence and outgoing persona, I noticed Amanda's snide remarks about my late nights and work commitments, perhaps driven by a tinge of jealousy or annoyance. Meanwhile, she continued to face disappointments in her dating life, lamenting her string of short-lived connections. Then came the big storm. Anticipating a night with a regular from the bar, I informed Amanda via text that I'd be staying out overnight. However, my message sparked a lengthy exchange wherein she accused me of spoiling the mood of her date, leading to a heated argument the following day. On a Friday, believing Amanda was also spending the night away, I decided to host a gathering at our place after work. However, Amanda returned unexpectedly, only to find me enjoying the hot tub in the company of 3 unclothed women, a scene that elicited shock despite the innocent nature of their relationship. Saturday rolled around with Amanda and her date opting to attend the drag show at the club. Amidst the fervor of the event, I found myself immersed in my duties, clearing tables with the barback while enduring playful banter from the MC and divas, which in turn invited flirtation from the exuberant bachelorette parties. Amidst the chaos, Amanda's departure in a state of frustration did not escape Kevin's notice. Following the incident, Amanda approached me, suggesting a closure of our relationship to address underlying issues. We deliberated over our grievances, with Amanda expressing discontent over my unavailability on weekends and perceived lack of prioritization of our relationship. Yet I reminded her that the shift of our date night from Saturday to Thursday was at her behest, tailored to accommodate her boyfriend's schedules. In response, I asserted my newfound sense of liberation, urging her to reconsider her own involvement and perhaps seek individual counseling to confront her insecurities. Despite the tensions, I remained committed to our Thursday date nights, albeit grappling with her incessant distractions and disproportionate engagement with other men, a dynamic I found increasingly challenging to navigate. Last night, the discussion resurfaced, and I proposed a definitive solution. If she wished to close the relationship, it would be a permanent decision. No more dating, no online flirting, and a complete purge of past connections. From dating apps to Snapchat, to any lingering phone numbers of former hookups. I emphasized that any future interactions with men would be under the guise of a single polywoman. Naturally, she balked at the idea, deeming it unfair. Truth be told, it wasn't something I desired either, but I refused to allow her uncertainties to dampen my own journey. Update 1. On our date night last Thursday, she reiterated her desire to pause, reconnect, and address our issues. Lately, Fridays and Saturdays had been spent with me working at the club while she ventured out with her other partners, often returning home long after I'd retired to bed. However, the past weekend saw a departure from this routine. She lingered alone at the bar where I was employed on both Friday and Saturday nights. Despite having plans on Friday, we ended up leaving together on Saturday morning, sharing breakfast before heading home. Throughout the week, her phone remained quiet, with only sporadic glimpses of texting activity. Notably, she took the lead in initiating intimacy, a stark contrast from our previous dynamic over the last 9 months. Following a heartfelt conversation, she proposed reinstating Saturday as our official date night alongside retaining our Thursday rendezvous. She declared her decision to dismantle her dating profiles and bid farewell to Snapchat, effectively closing her side of the relationship. Her sole request was for me to refrain from working Saturdays, allowing us to spend the entire day together. While I agreed, I stipulated that I needed time to arrange a replacement for my role at the club. Today, we're spending time with her family, and tomorrow, we'll share Thanksgiving lunch with mine. Amanda has enlisted a new therapist, scheduled to commence sessions next week, and expressed a desire for additional sessions with our couples counselor over the next few months. While she hopes for reciprocity in closing our respective sides of the relationship, I've yet to come to a decision. For now, I'll adopt a wait-and-see approach, allowing the winds of change to guide my next steps. Update 2. So we started going to our bi-weekly couples therapy sessions, supplemented by her individual therapy sessions on alternate weeks. Through these sessions, I managed to convey the impact of my suffering and guide Amanda to acknowledge her role in our relationship's tumult. Over a span of 6 weeks, we painstakingly reconstructed our relationship and rebuilt trust. While I had one person I was seeing casually, Amanda remained closed off for the most part. About a month ago, during one of our sessions, Amanda broached the topic of resuming her dating activities. I cautiously granted my consent, stipulating that she adhere to the parameters we had outlined. She began conversing with Fred, and their interactions progressed to a couple of dates, culminating in intimacy on their second outing. Adhering to our agreements, there were no overnights, and both maintained appropriate communication. However, a recent incident stirred discord. Amanda mentioned that a friend would be visiting town on Saturday and expressed a desire to have dinner with him. Initially, I acquiesced, assuming this would serve as our date night. Yet, as Saturday approached, it became evident that her plans differed from my understanding. With some misunderstanding and ensuing discussion, Amanda ultimately canceled her plans with her friend, and we spent the evening sharing pizza and engaging in a heartfelt conversation. The following morning, as if the tension of the previous night had evaporated, Amanda resumed her affectionate demeanor, seemingly eager to move forward without dwelling on the miscommunication. This week has been remarkably peaceful, with Amanda displaying genuine affection. As Monday rolls around, I anticipate the topic will surface during our couples therapy session, an occasion that could potentially unravel our recent harmony. Despite this looming uncertainty, our bond has felt stronger than ever, offering hope for a smooth resolution. Update 3. Last Sunday, Amanda announced plans to accompany her mother on a shopping excursion, promising to return by 5 p.m. Yet her departure inadvertently left behind her watch, which incessantly chimed in the bedroom, a glaring oversight. Concerned, I attempted to reach her, but to no avail. A call to her mother revealed the absence of any planned outing, prompting further inquiry. Upon inspecting the messages flooding her watch, one from an unfamiliar name, Alan, stood out. An admission of tardiness for an undisclosed errand. Determined to confront the mounting deceit, I prepared a pointed message, only to be interrupted by Amanda's call, claiming her mother's sudden amnesia regarding their supposed plans. Interrupting her, I urged her to return home, sensing the urgency of the situation. Upon her return, I confronted her, weary of the relentless web of lies and manipulation. In a moment of clarity, I demanded she pack an overnight bag and spend the night with Alan, granting me the space needed to contemplate our next steps. Despite her apologies, I insisted on solitude, recognizing the necessity of clarity amidst the chaos. I told her I was going for a ride to clear my head, but it would be better if she wasn't here when I got back. I left for a couple of hours. When I got back, she was still there. I packed a bag and left again quietly. I got a hotel room and turned off my phone. On Monday morning, I went to work early and called a lawyer. In the afternoon, I met with the lawyer to talk about getting a divorce. I told him to start the paperwork and serve her. I texted Amanda asking her to come home after work for a serious talk. I told her straight up that I had seen a lawyer and started divorce proceedings because I was tired of the lies and felt like it was my only choice. She didn't handle it well and has been acting hot and cold all week, trying everything to change my mind. I canceled our couples therapy session on Wednesday because it didn't seem useful anymore. On Thursday morning, she got served with the divorce papers and cried all night when the reality sank in. I called Kenneth and asked if there was a spot for me to work at the bar on Saturday night. He was sad to hear about my marriage, but happy to have me back working on Saturdays. They made a big deal about it at the club on Friday night, and I was grateful for the support from my bar family. I told Amanda I would help her find a new place and move out quickly. I talked to the landlord about buying the house we've been renting. I want the divorce to go smoothly, but I don't want her in my life anymore. Sometimes we might run into each other because of friends, but I want to keep my distance.